Okay, now I'm in the basement or downstairs as we're calling this sale, and I'll just give you a cruise through here because it's as large as the upstairs. One section we won't see in the video, by the way, is one of the outbuildings, and it is full of sewing machines and chainsaws and all kind of bicycles and other cool stuff. So be sure to see the tag sale photos because you'll see stuff in there that are not in these two videos. All right, so you can see commercial sewing machines, old sewing machines, vintage sewing machines with cases, sewing machines that have been repaired, sewing machines that need repair, on and on we go. So there's also this massive bench grinder, massive vise, smaller vise here. So you got a lot of goodies like that in here as we go through. And I've kind of walked myself into a corner. I'm backing up here, but looking back around this other side, here's starting to get into speakers. We'll see lots of those. There's a little Delta bandsaw here. All this stuff that you're looking at here is tag sale. And then there's another set of sewing machines over here, and sewing machine all down this row with the sewing cases. And there's some old cool vintage radios, I should mention, in this part of the house. So sewing, sewing, sewing. If you collect sewing machines, or you're just thinking, I'm going to take up sewing, this is the one to get to and pick up a cool machine. Also got a nice Campbell Housefield air compressor there, battery charger, sewing machines over there, commercial, and there's a grinder and more in the cases. And then there's an awesome console stereo here in the tag sale. There's a really, really pretty cabinet on that. The drawers pull out of the front, and you can see pictures of that in the tag sale. We got a little gun safe here, and then we're going into a separate section here in the downstairs. So all the here, I got to get a picture of this today. I just remembered. That's the kiln, and I'll show you in a minute. We're selling the kiln with these molds, so you can put your molds in here, or put your clay in there and mold out like that's a white horse. So, and then you could fire it and make a real pretty painting on your ceramic molded horse. So there's dozens of molds like that sell with it. So clocks. You can see in this particular area, he's got a big fascination with the wall clocks, and some of them have some specialty natures to them, which we'll see now. We've got tons of tools. See, that table is entirely covered up with tools, and there's millions and millions of hand tools, and we've been using this Kennedy rolling tool cart, which is for sale by itself, but we'll be selling all the tools out of it for a bit. Now, we're still working on some display down here, but you can see clocks, tons and tons of clocks, tons and tons of clock parts tucked in over there. I think this crate also Andy was sorting, and it's full of clock parts. So going by, was a real pretty chest upstairs. You may have seen it. This is a matching Art Deco vanity that goes with that. And now we're into some Grande speakers and starting to get into stereos. Spinning back around here, another wall full of the wall clocks. Those are not the same ones I showed you a minute ago. That's more. And then there's belt sander, grinder, all kinds of hand tools. Now we're into a massive collection of clock parts. This was a workbench for working on the clocks. Boxes and boxes and boxes. Dials, springs, doodads, wheels. Got a great big clock there. 2 4-blade fans. Fan guys, you got to come out for this one. And then more wall clocks. The U-Haul clock, that's in the online auction. All these other ones you're seeing are tagged. More tools, more wall clocks. Beautiful case. As I said, worked on clocks down here. So like this magnificent cabinet is waiting to become a working grandfather clock. Heck, it may work. We don't know. We haven't tried that one out. Sewing machines and sergers. Hey, we got cuckoo clocks and stereos down here on the ground. Well, hey, there's a treadmill. It's one of those things. It's like hard to see because there's so much. Here's an awesome industrial sewing machine, Conso. I'm not familiar with that brand. Pioneer and Fisher. These speakers have pairs. We just got to put the two halves together. Sewing machines, dozens more in the basement. We got 2 antique washing machines down here. These two guys are, well, there's one and there's the other. Those are in the online auction. Can't remember if I bid this cedar chest or not, but there it is. That's the second of 2 cedar chests in the sale. Record holder, boatload of records between these 2 totes, and then there is a third tote. So that's probably 400 to 500 record albums stacked up in here. And then we've got, hey, a very deep-throated scroll saw, Allegro speakers, Magnavox stereo, Craig stereo, Kenwood stereo, reel to reel. I love that stuff. The old school cloth covered real wood cabinet speakers. Spinning back around this way. Kenwood a couple of times. Realistic, Technics. On and on it goes. And then 8-track heaven. That's 2 totes in 8 or 9 cases full of 8-track. You gotta love the 8-track. And the old school Athens Oil Company sign and clock. And then you've got another cuckoo. Spinning back around this way. By the way, underneath, this is one of the best antiques in the house. There's a beautiful Empire library table. Hidden away, buried under stuff. That thing's a beauty. And then there's another beautiful sewing base here. There's a lot of nice sewing bases. And there, again, there's more than you're seeing here because some of them are outside. This one's in the online auction. There's another real pretty deco chest with mirror. And you've got that beautiful round mirror with it. World-class kitsch. We got lots of world-class kitsch in this house. That thing is just god-awful ugly. If you love your kitsch, you got to snap that thing up. That stack right there is all clock parts. Another 24 sewing machines in all various states of repair over here. And I'm bypassing a whole bunch more stereo, etc. Now, I'm sure I've missed stuff. I'll give you one last view or a place to look. Up. If I go up, you're going to see God knows what is in these rafters that we don't know anything about. Now, there's 8 cars in this sale. 8 cars, and a lot of these things that are squirreled away, we're pretty sure are actually car parts. And then I said I would show you this, but I've stepped past it without, so I've come back around. This is all those ceramic molds that go with the kiln. So, very cool stuff. And that is, one more clock here. This one, the large Pepsi clock. That beauty is in the online auction. So, the Hutch stove. Genuine American-made stove, comes from Loudon, Tennessee. It's a Rebel brand, or the Rebel line from Hutch Stoves. One of my old friends made these stoves out there in Loudon, and that one is in the online auction. So that's 2 stoves in the online auction, and there's a 3rd stove in the tag sale. All right, this is July 27th till the 29th. That's Friday through Saturday. It's open to the public all 3 days. Drive a good car, wear some good shoes, plan to spend some time. Stereos, oil lamps, sewing machines, clocks, dolls, and a house full of furniture and other goodies. This is a sale for you. Come out and see us.